TGIF Warriors. Just want to review what we did this week. Really, the signal was the sell at 101.50, which was got off a little underneath it at 34.35, and then we went to par, and we're still holding this par level right here. And if we could take out par, I think we're on our way back down towards one more low. This time, you see the RSI reading at the last low. That's why my belief was this was just going to be a counter trend move. I'm still in that camp. If you're holding things over the weekend, you have to be out at break even. Okay, if you're still holding remainders, break even. We'll see what happens next week. There might be a little sale here at 101 with tight stops. Check into TGH on Sunday night, and I'll see if anything's setting that up. I do think that the Euro Pound's at a pretty important support level, which, although it's a Friday and it's a kind of an ugly week, this confirmed high and this momentum tells me there's a possibility for another at least pop to correct this recent decline and maybe even attack this high. And if that's the case, Euro again should be the leader. We also took a long after being short Euro, cover all dollar long positions, and it was good for got to about 130 pips. The levels now are 111. Under 111, it's going to look pretty ugly, and for it to look good, it's got to get back over 113. And to me, it looks like the path of least resistance. That this is just a pullback in a bull market. I'm not saying we can't attack this week's lows, because when you look at it, we're still a little bit lower on the week, but that could have sufficed, and we get a rally from these lows. The only hesitation I have is that the pound never got to areas I was looking for it to get to, maybe 131. So if the pound has some downside in it from here, maybe 170, that perhaps the euro does too. So, nothing wrong with being flat either into next week. Canadian is also looking a little toppy here. We've had a couple, 3 attempts up here above 140, and this was a long we caught with a 140 target. Play the video from last week, 140 target. So I'm attempting a short here in Canada, stops over 40 and a half. We could start breaking down. I call this like par, equal to par in the dollar. So under 139 is going to open the door to 38, and then most likely new lows. All right, and gold, the correction continues. Really an ugly week. I know it's trying to hold right here and come back, but you look at this weekly and gold looks pretty vulnerable to me. Okay, so especially under this week's lows, you're going to be talking about this moving average in the next several weeks. So I lean this way towards a pullback to 27 and a half as one of my levels, which was also a prior high here. So we'll see what happens. I'm not bullish gold right now. Taking a look at US dollar yen, actually weaker than the dollar because you're getting a red candle. Sell rallies with stops over 148, looking for 140 to be taken out, maybe go to 138 and then a bigger bounce. Silver, I'm still being patient here. Okay, silver putting in a not as negative of a week as gold. So gold silver ratio down on the week at a very important support level, see if it's going to give us one more run. But silver, as I said, I was going to be patient and wait for 30 and a half on the daily, 30.40, see where some of the miners were at if we got there. Silver trying to come back, gold silver ratio. There are some counts that take it up to 110, but this is looking pretty heavy if we start taking out 98. But I'm going to be patient again with this silver and wait for this 30-40 zone, see if that's hit. Now, yesterday, the 10-year came off pretty good. I covered my TLT puts on the open because I saw this candle. I'm just neutral. I'm not buying TLT calls. Um, I do think that we've already had a decent rally of 2 points here. Maybe that's all it had. I'm still bearish bonds, but I took an opportune time to get out of it tactically, and we'll be looking to re-enter the short side of TLT as well. Um, we're going to find out about this Iran deal. If we're going to have peace. And when you look at what WTI did yesterday, it went right back to major support. Um, it could continue, get some type of ABC. Major level for a breakout still 62.90. It's not that far away. We could get some news over the weekend that um, Iran's pushing back on the U.S.'s nuclear deal offer, and we could be here Monday. So still holding long calls in WTI. And next week, I'm going to be looking for, it might even be now, some type of shorts in the stock indices. Um, my trading warrior brother, Ben Maldonado, has some Rebel Yell signal, does a lot of GAN stuff. So I think we're getting very close to where we could at least, even if you're not a bear, looking for new lows, we could at least get some type, 4 or 500 handle pullback in the S&Ps. And I look at some of these Mag 7 stocks, and they don't look great. Um, here's Amazon leaving a low island. I think this was a 50% correction. Here's Apple, stagnant. I don't know. Meta's had 2 bad days in a row, almost leaving an island. I'm sure this was some type of retrace. Maybe we pull back to 575. Here's Google, whose rally hasn't been that great. Let's see what happens up here next week. This looks like one of the weakest recoveries. And then here you have Netflix, and we are diverging on the daily. Let's see if we're diverging on the weekly. These are new all-time highs. The weekly, that's why I thought it always had a chance to make new highs, was because of that confirmed high. So here we are, we're diverging on the daily. Be alert for something there. There might be something 4-hour chart. I think we're still diverging, trying to blow it out. And so I wouldn't be long Netflix up here. I'm not ready to short it. Microsoft, I'm not going to short. Looks like one of the best. That was one of the best recoveries. And Nvidia ran over me a little bit this week. I got short before the throwover, and the throwover is here. Needs to get back under 125. And something else I wanted to share. Beans are putting in a pretty good week. Beans are starting to act okay. I know there was. Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about Uber. Okay. So Uber, I think, is going to top next week. Okay. So we have this 3 drive on the weekly, and I'll be looking for some divergence. Here's the weekly. See it? 1, 2, 3. So we need a red candle. Need a weekly red candle for it to be the signal, but it's diverging there. I think it's diverging on the daily too. I don't know if it blew it out yet, but take a picture. We might have some type of throw over. See what this looks like. A little bit of confirmation, but be alert for a top because it could easily trade back halfway to 75. And Walmart, I guess they had earnings. I'm not getting the daily. One thing I learned about Walmart, the better Walmart does, is actually means that there's economic weakness because the higher end, more affluent consumer is stepping down to shop there. And that's why they're doing better. It's not the other 70-80% that are spending more. It's that they're expanding market share. So that's a wrap. And we should have some decent buys. Let me just check the precious metal stocks and see if we're getting close to where I want to buy some of these. Okay, here's AG. So we're about $1 away from where this important line comes in, down here at 450. Okay, here's EK. This line's coming in, could be there next week at 274. And I don't know what I had here for Fortuna. That looks pretty heavy, like head and shoulders. So, and then I looked at SILJ, and it's possible that we have something like this. We had this to 9.5. Maybe we're going to have this to 9 for a C. A, B, C, back up the truck. Remember, don't just count your silver bars and coins, count your blessings. See you in the room Sunday night if I see anything in currencies. Really, no bad advice this week. Just, not a high quantity of trades, but, you don't need, the only one that needs a quantity of trades is your broker, not your P&L. So I'll talk to everyone Monday. Have a great weekend. Adios.